So on today's to-do list is replacing the battery in this little laptop, which is an ASUS T100TA. It's been acting up a lot, and about, I don't know, maybe 6-8 months ago I took the back off here and I found I was able to get the thing to settle down by disconnecting the battery from the motherboard and just reconnecting it, which I guess is kind of the equivalent of doing a master hard reset, and it seemed to be fine. But then about a couple of weeks ago the battery just wouldn't charge. You'd plug it in and 24 hours after you plug it in it might have gained 1% extra or whatever, and so I thought, let's change the battery. So new battery came this morning, and we shall see if I can successfully replace it. So that the back of this thing snaps off. You have, you need the little spudgers and all those things to finally get it off. And here's the battery, and there's a little connector right here that goes to the motherboard. So we're going to see if we can get this off. And I'm not sure how this is held down, but I think the challenge is going to be to get it off here without piercing it. Fire extinguisher on hand. So there we go, battery disconnected. Now comes the interesting part. There's nothing on here to indicate how it's fixed in, so I'm going to find something non-metallic I can hopefully insert underneath. And I just need to see, hopefully it's just some sort of double-sided tape or something. Well, it does look to be glued all the way around. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to. I think this is just going to take a long time. I'll come back later if I manage to get this off successfully. I think it's fair to say ASUS did not want you to be doing this. Okay, sometime later. Here it is. And I may have come close, but I don't think I didn't pierce it anywhere. And this is clearly in two separate type of cell arrangements. Not sure about the replacement. Anyway, for me what worked is obviously using a non-metallic spudger. And what I did in the end was I sanded the edges of this here so it was rounded over, and then I put some oil on both sides of the card so that when I managed to get it to release, A, it didn't put a load of gunk all over the card, and B, it didn't re-stick when I moved to another part of the battery to release it. So there we go. Next bit is all nice and boring because I'm going to try and clean all this gunk off of here, and go from there. Well, that's 45 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back. Getting that gunk off of there was a little bit of a nightmare because alcohol didn't have any effect on it, acetone didn't have any effect on it, not really. And so I have this stuff which is specifically for removing stickers, and that did it, but albeit slowly. I don't know what's in this stuff, but it is pretty toxic because one whiff of this and I get a headache. So this was full mask job so that I could use this, and yeah, it took a long time. Okay, so we're there. Now right now my thought is I will probably just put a little piece of double-sided tape on each side here, and that's it. It doesn't need more, and we will go from there. Right. So all I'm going to do is plug the charger in, and I'm just going to leave it for a long time. Well, no charging light has come on, so I don't know if that's significant or not. Anyway, we're definitely going to leave it for a couple of hours, and then we'll come back and see has anything happened. Well, I won't say I'm hugely optimistic at this point, because there's no battery charge light up here which would normally come on. Although I have had that in the past where it doesn't come on, even though when you power up the laptop it says the battery is charging. And so when I measure on here where the USB charger comes in, 5 volts is definitely getting through onto the board. And I looked around a few regulators and it does convert to 3.3 and all that stuff. So I think we've done as much as we can do here, because if it doesn't charge on battery, yeah, this is all a bust. It goes to recycling. But we shall remain optimistic and come back some considerable time later. So, cautious optimism here. It's 2 hours since I first plugged it in the charger. Of course, I had no idea what charge was on the battery before I started, but at least it says it's charging, and it's got another 5 hours and whatever before it's going to be fully charged. So I'll switch it back off and we'll come back in 5 hours. Okay, moment of reckoning. Actually, my sticky tape doesn't work, so I'm going to have to find something better to hold the battery on at the back. Charging seems to have slowed down quite a lot, because when I was, there's probably something wrong with the charging circuitry in here, because the last time I checked this was, let me see, at least 3 hours ago, during which it said there was another 3 hours to go before it would be fully charged. And here we are 3 hours later, and it still says there's an hour and 41 minutes to go. Okay, so this thing has been charging at least 7 hours now at this point. And so yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it overnight. I'm sure it'll be fully charged in the morning. And then I'll run it without the charger plugged in and see how long this thing will go and if it will recharge again in the end. So we may not be entirely out of the woods, but we may be out enough just at least to have a usable computer. Okay, so we got charged up to 100% late last night, and I've just been playing with it for a little while, and so far so good. So it's all back together. I don't think ASUS menu to replace the battery in this thing, but hopefully we get a little bit more life out of it. And yeah, if the problem returns, then I'm pretty sure it's the charging circuitry on the motherboard, and there's probably nothing much I can do about that. So we shall wait and see. Right, that's this one, guys. Something else coming soon.